All right. So I'm going to get into it pretty quick because I just finished the deck and I want to get some games in. I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I feel like the deck really wants the new Quint and Kellen really badly. Kellen just for redundant cheap creatures to play and cheap adventures um, and things to put into exile. Because one mana make a map is going to be pretty good at just getting cards into exile to trigger Pia and Quint. Um, and it's a good attacker. Uh, Look can attempt to draw a creature is pretty good, especially in this deck when all the creatures fit the requirements for it. So this is where we're at. A couple main deck giant killers. I'm not really high on Lovestruck Beast in general. If you've watched me before or talked to me at all, you know that I think this card is kind of bad and not super great. I think it's really easy for all of the 1/1s to get pushed out of 1/1 range to make him not even a good attacker. He's only a good blocker. I think this is probably the weakest card in the deck. Having a cheap adventure is pretty nice, though. I think this is the card most likely to get pushed out by Kellen. Um, Copying the Make a Human token is pretty strong, though, in general, with the Lucky Clover. Lucky Clover might also be a little bit on the chopping block, but this feels like the strongest card with all of the red burn spells. Doing 3 damage, or 3 mana 6 damage, or 2 mana 4 damage is pretty strong, especially since it can be reach for your deck. I also like Giant Killer. I almost relegated it to the sideboard, but it's pretty good just to draw game 1, and even just play as a 1 mana card, or 1 mana creature. Here's the sideboard right now. We do obey Gigantha, so we can have access to that. We have 3 Rending Volleys, 3 Invasion of Gobakhan, only 1 Redain. I've seen some lists with 2. I like 2 of the double-face modal cards, like Redain in general, because you can play the front side the one time, back side the second time. Sorry, I'm still getting over being sick. I was sick for the past week, so I might sound a little weird. And the previous week I just didn't have time to stream, so it's been a little bit of a gap since the last time I did this. Anyway, so Redain, but I think that many copies, it seems only good in some matchups on play. I could be wrong. I might just have a little bit of a confirmation bias almost from last night when I played it, and the Redain seemed to look bad unless it was turn 3 on the play. Or just turn 3 in general. If it came too late, it was awful. That's true of any taxing spell, though. But I do have the Invasion of Gobakhans. I like that the backside of a battle, you cast it, so it does count for Pia. That's probably something I should have mentioned before. This deck is built around Pia and these adventures that you cast from exile to trigger to make a Thopter. Showdown at the Scalds is like a turbocharged Reckless Impulse. Questing Druid, the adventure side is like a worse Reckless Impulse, but it does exile itself, so it gives you potentially 3 triggers off Pia from the things you find off the Reckless Impulse and the creature itself. Polyshield Hair is very good with the creature tokens in the deck, both from Heart's Desire and Pia specifically. When we get Quint, that's also going to count for buffing off of Polyshield Hair. It's going to make the 3/2s of Quint into 4/3s. This is also just a cheap adventure that's very good when you're going wide. Even 4 creatures in play, this is pretty strong with it. This is very good to target Thopters. It's very good to just target large questing druids to give them vigilance, so this way they can also block. This deck is kind of similar, I would say, in a way to Zoo, where it's just kind of attacking and blocking, some red removal, etc. It can go a little bit longer, though, because Showdown of the Scalds, Questing Druid, Edgewall Innkeeper help you generate additional cards. The adventures all naturally are card advantage. Lucky Clover lets you double up on a lot of effects. And that's kind of the deck. I added some Declaration Stones after a couple games when someone going wide kind of with a similar thing. I didn't really have a lot of good answers for them, especially Voice of Resurgence. I played against a green-white deck. I play against that deck occasionally, and it always seems very good. It always surprises me how good it is, because it gets to use Voice of Resurgence, some of the 3 mana Oblivion Ring type creatures, like Werefox Bodyguard was the one that I played against today. Previously I played against Skyclave Apparition in a similar slot, which is also very effective. And they use a Seeker's Chariot. So, and also, in case anyone is unaware, the new Quintorius Planeswalker is a 5 mana Planeswalker. It's red and white. It's 3 red white. Starts at 4 loyalty. as a passive ability. When you cast a spell from exile, deal 2 damage to each opponent, you gain 2 life. So that's very good. I think it's going to be very good in board stalls, kind of similar to the ones I've encountered today. Its +1 ability is make a 3/2 red-white spirit. So again, good with Pollen Shield Hair, good with, I mean, just kind of anything in the deck. Just making a 3/2 on the plus is, I think, pretty strong, especially, I wouldn't say especially in this color combination, but in red-white, I think it's a little unusual and kind of nice and notable that it's so different. The -3 is Discover 4, which, if you are unaware, is exile cards from the top of your library until you find a non-land with converted mana cost 4 or less. You may cast it or put it in your hand. And then the ult on Quint is -6. Exile any number of cards from your graveyard. You can cast them until the end of turn, add red for every card exiled. So that's really good on just rebuying a bunch of stuff. Especially if you're going to do that with all of your lands untapped. You have access to so much mana and a bunch of red. And a lot of the things, and I think that's going to be pretty good at ending games in this deck, because you have, at least in this particular build, you have 4 Heartflame Duelists and 4 Bone Crusher Giants. And you're going to and you have 4 Pia, so even if your Pia was killed at some point, you can tap a white, use one of the floating red, immediately play this, and every spell you cast from exile off of that Quint ult will be able to make a Thopter. So you're going to be able to burn them out, make a Thopter, play a Pollen Shield Hair, make a Thopter, that kind of thing. So I think it's going to give a lot of potential reach. Sorry, I got a text. So I'm pretty interested in that card. I think it's a little redundant with a lot of the ability to go long in this deck with Showdown with the Scalds. I think they're doing kind of similar things in that they're enabling you to go much longer, and I think mana is an issue in this deck. But Showdown generates cards and generates power on board, whereas Quint kind of, and it generates power on things you already have. Quint kind of generates something from nothing with the token and with the Discover, because the Discover will also key off Pia and Quint itself, so Quint is a little bit of reach. I think Quint is going to be very good, especially with how many cheap adventures in the deck. If you untap with a Quint, you can just plus, probably, because I'm assuming you minus when it came down. So you can plus, make a token, and then play potentially like 3 different 2-mana adventures in the Exile Zone, so you can deal 6 damage, gain 6 life off of it. This deck is kind of poor at gaining life. That's part of why I like Heartflame Duelist a lot. I really like my instant sorceries having lifelink. Pretty good when you bring in the Rending Volleys. Pretty good as it is with Heartflame Slash and Stomp. And I think that's all. And the new Kellen is 2-mana 2/3. It's 2-mana 2/3 or 2-mana 2/2. It has an attack trigger, like reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a creature with mana cost 3 or less, put in your hand. Otherwise, you can put the card in the graveyard. And his adventure is green for a sorcery. Make X map tokens, where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control more artifacts than you. And the map token is a token, which is 1, tap, sacrifice, target creature you control explores. You can only do this at sorcery speed. And then exploring is reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it in your hand. If it's a non-land, you can put it in the graveyard or leave it on top, and then put a creature on the creature who's a +1 counter on the creature who's exploring. So anyway, all that out of the way. Now we can begin to play. So I played a few games of this earlier. I wasn't super blown away with the deck yet. It definitely felt like it was good. It was missing something. It's also a little awkward that I don't have Wear and Tear, which is a shame, because I do want a couple copies of Wear and Tear in the sideboard instead of having Ember Shieldbreaker. Ember Shieldbreaker, because it synergizes with what the deck is already doing. Destroy Evil, because it's pretty flexible, and also it's enchantments. It would be nice to have just 2 Naturalizes, or 2 Disenchants, I guess, in this case. Alright, so what do we got? We have a turn 1 play, we have some interaction on turn 2. I am on the play, which means that the Stomp is especially good at answering something on pace. And we have a Scalds for going long. So we're going to lead on the Thicket, probably play the Stomping Grounds, untap the Stomp, and then we both have Gigantha revealed. Gigantha not too uncommon these days. In general, it's just pretty easy to bait. Definitely was sicker longer than I anticipated. I sound worse than I am, but I'm still just, kind of congested. It's been a long week. So, okay. There's like a couple ways to generate a lot of wide +1/+1 counters in this deck, so I wish there was kind of a better way to leverage the +1/+1 counters in general. Part of me wants Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but there's nothing to do with it. Like, you can get the Giant Killer, that's kind of it. So, that was obviously kind of what I expected their Thoughtseize to do. They went Lightstep Pathway, which means their other color is red, so they can possibly play Blood Tithe Harvester. I think I just have to pay the 2 life to disincentivize them from playing Blood Tithe Harvester, or if they feel the need to play into the Bone Crusher Giant, that they can just get stomped anyway. Okay, there's a Thoughtseize. They're probably going to take the Bone Crusher here. I'm going to let them do it, because they're kind of forced into it if they want to play Bone Crusher. The discard seems pretty poor against us because it's so easy for us to generate additional cards or make all of our crucial ones. I'm going to hold the Innkeeper for next turn so I can play Beast immediately after because it's a cast trigger. So I'm just going to play Plains here that they know about. I don't really want to play into just my Edgewall Innkeeper dying. Maybe play the Liliana. Big. So we're going to play Innkeeper, pay 2 life, play a close friend draw my card, drawing the Showdown is kind of nice. But okay, so they must really want the mana. Oh, okay, so they're just gonna Fatal Push my blocker beforehand. So this is a good play. Using the treasure to make Revolt from nothing. Attack them, which is fine. Also why I don't like Construct Beast, where it's just normally I'm not gonna block. Where normally it's just gonna be a creature. If I didn't have the Innkeeper, I would have drawn a card, and the 1/1 is pretty inconsequential this time. Oh, okay, so they're sacrificing. I thought I did sacrifice earlier too. It seemed like a poor matchup. I don't really have a ton to do on this board, but they're really low on resources, and there's nothing to do much with the Mayhem Devil other than use the Shaman token. So I think I want to play... I don't want to play Showdown here. I can play Tapland Clover, but I kind of want to untap with all the Showdown cards, so I can potentially go Clover or Spell. And I can just play Tap Razorbird's Thicket this turn, or whatever I can call the Showdown. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good, so I'm going to play Copperline Gorge. If I had like a Pia in my hand, I would probably play the Thicket and play the Gorge the following turn. It's still possible that's correct in case I draw Pia, because if I draw Pia, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Because I can just Pia, Heartflame, kill the Mayhem Devil. So I might do that. I might just play Tap Copperline Gorge next turn in case I draw Pia. Excuse me. Every time I do that, I hope that I actually do this. And I know quite a bit of cards in my hand. There's Gigantha. I played the Stomping Ground, so they don't know the Stomping Ground. So I lied. They actually only know Gigantha. And everything in Exile, but, I can't really control that. It could be kind of weird that I didn't play the Oh, they're gonna sacrifice this, kill the Innkeeper. I'm not gonna block, because double block isn't good here. I think this turn is pretty well placed into Heart Flame Bone Crusher, and I probably should have checked that ahead of time. I don't think there's an avenue for me to draw Pia now, so I probably should have played Copper Language, but it was going to be a tap deck for this. Test this turn. So, yeah, I think this is pretty safely Heart Flame. Put a hammer there. So I at least get to make this human losing. I guess they have Deadly Dispute? Here I let them put the trigger on the stack, and then I get to... I think this should save my token. And unfortunately I had to target the Mayhem Devil first. I didn't really think about it, but it was important. Our Flame Duelist is exile though, which is a bummer. I get to play Gorge, attack, Giant Killer goes away, but there's not a lot of good Giant Killer cards out of their deck. Giganta and Kroxa, I think, are the exceptions. What do they have? Oh, they're just gonna fatal bullshit. Kind of a shame I didn't get the Clover down sooner, but I think I drew the Clover on the Showdown turn. Let's draw here. Pia? Probably not Pia. I think I'm just too low. It's Palm Shield Hair. So I can play Bone Crusher Hair. Tapland? I'm still dead. I think I should play Hair first to make it a 3-3. I think so. I think I messed up that sequence. I don't know if it matters though, because I think I'm still dead on the table. Animate, Bugbear, attack, I block Bugbear, I block Goblin Shaman, I take 1, 2, 3. Maybe just to see. This matchup seems good. And I don't necessarily know how to. I think I bring in the Declaration in Stone. And that might be it. I can cut the Giant Killers, I guess. So I think they don't do enough. First, I think this hand is good. I don't know what a better hand would look like. Probably something with Clover, I guess. So I think I'm going to lead on tapped Foundry into Copperline Gorge. Or maybe just tap Foundry into tap Temple Guarded. Yeah. We're definitely leading on this. We have nothing to do on one. We have the Hair Raising Adventure off Fallen Shield Hair, but I don't have target. Looks like they're going to Thought Seize me. So I'm not sure what they take. I think it's pretty easily Pia. But if they take the Duelist, it kind of signals that they have a Mayhem Devil, I think. Declaration in Stone is also just a pretty good pick. So I don't... If they don't take the Pia, I think my sequence is going to be turn 2 Pia. Oh, okay, so I think they have a Mayhem Devil. So this makes me want to go Copperline Gorge into Pia into Fallen Shield Hair, also cast it. So I assume they have a Fatal Push or a Guilty Upload or something? Just a noxious one. Exposing the Pia might have been pretty bad there, but I'm not certain what else I really had to do since they gave the Heartflame Duelist. I can just buy the Gigantha here, work towards that, and tap for the next turn. The ability to just answer something with a Declaration Stone. It's pretty difficult for them to just play a Mayhem Devil out here. Also, it looks like our men are making not cooperating. So I'm gonna draw I'm drawing another hair. So do I Declaration Stone this? I want to say no. I think I just play out a hair. Play a tap. If they use the Harvester on the hair, that's kind of fine for me, and it puts the Harvester in the graveyard instead of leaving it on the table. If they attack in, I will probably block, just to get the Harvester off the table. I think I just need to present something that is kind of enticing to trade for the Harvester. I got a Hundu stand. Thank you. Hello. I had a feeling. He's thinking a lot about what's going on. And they know about the Declaration of Stone. So, do I just like leave it? Or do I take 3? Because I can go Pollen Shield. I don't think I block here actually. Now they played the Devil, Declaration of Stone, and cast next turn. I think they have a second Devil and they're just afraid. I don't even know. They might want me to extend and play more things out so they can just Mayhem Devil it all down. But it doesn't matter if I... Okay, so we're gonna do this. I will see if he wants to block. I doubt it. But I feel like I should present the option. And I don't think I can let them untap or attack the Devil. It might be incorrect here. Not only the other hair in my hand, in case I want to use the adventure ability to push more damage later. Alright, Oven. And they have a clue. Declaration of Stone giving a clue is really cool. I think I'm going to discard the hair because I just want to play a 5/5. Sacrificing the ability on the stack. So I'm going to discard this. So if I ever draw a Pia, the hair is going to be good enough from exile to make token with a Thopter, or to make a Thopter token with a trigger. And I have this one in play already. Yeah, this deck feels like it just needs like more ways to generate creature tokens. Do I block here? I have the feeling they want me to, and they don't really prioritize this hair. So Showdown is pretty good. I think I just want to jam this. Because they know about the Gigantha. I don't think the Gigantha scares them that much. But I think the Showdown I can't risk it. Okay, that's pretty good. So now I can Love Struck Beast, token, can shock in a Stomping Ground hair raising on the hair. Pay 2. This might be the incorrect timing on using this. So it might be better to wait on this card to put more creatures in play and push more damage. But I think I'm just gonna make that mistake. Plus I get Chapter 2 Showdown next turn. Showdown is just so powerful. It's just so good in these types of matchups where it's about, like, raw resources half the time. Yeah, it's weird because this deck is, like, not aggressive, but also not, like, controlling enough. It's very hard to evaluate where it actually is. This can sacrifice something, Voltite Harvester can sacrifice something, they can crack blood afterwards, so they can probably Wrath my Blade. So they can go Harvester on the hair, Mayhem Double Trigger, shoot the humans, they don't even have to use the blood. Sorry. And then this can be the back. So I'm hoping to draw a P. Cast a spell. Okay, so I can't play a 1/1 to put things onto, but I can play a hair. And then I can play a second hair. Trigger, put a counter on that hair. I can play this. Now, put a counter on this hair, push them both to darkness. And now we have 2 token lords. The token, the one on top will be a 3/3. I'm gonna play this land from my showdown. And then I'm gonna pass. So maybe it was correct to use that hair raising at that point before they could get a Mayhem Double down and kind of control my board. I'm not 100% on it, but I don't hate that I did it, but I only don't hate that I did it in hindsight. I don't know this matchup well enough to actually be firm. Sacrificing this, making a treasure. We're gonna shoot down a Fallen Shield hair. Treasure. The treasure can make mana, deal 1 to the hair, and then they can sacrifice it. They might be able to kill all my creatures because they drew the Fatal Push. They're really good at drawing Fatal Push or removal spells. One is a Noxious Grasp, so that doesn't count. They had to sideboard that in. Oh wow, they drew another Deadly Dispute. Which kind of keeps pace with my showdown, especially when they have Mayhem Devil. They're drawing 2 Mayhem Devils in their top 15 cards. Okay, so they can still deal 1, but I don't think they'd feel compelled to, because it's only people token. Do I block? I don't think so, because if they want to do anything to the human, they have to use the treasure. So I'm just going to take 3. I'm going to play 2 beasts, which are going to be really good blockers. Cast a spell this turn, put a long counter on. So they have to do something in response to this if they want to kill people. That's what they do, which I don't disagree with. I think I'm just gonna play Lovestruck Beast, Lovestruck Beast. This way I can pull off. So I'm gonna use a blood, shooting me. If I just shoot the devil now and leave them with nothing, I actually might do that. Which, no, I'm gonna play the beast first, so this way I don't lose out on a counter. And there's no way to do this right now. Oh, that counts as sacrificing. You know that. If I'd known that, I actually would have shot it. I thought it was just moved as a staple. I'm gonna play B. And then I'm going to shoot the devil and get my Heartflame Bulls. They're probably gonna escape the Croxa. I'm gonna dispel the Gigantha to the trigger. And then that's my good butt actually fight it. Because they have 9 cards to create, they have a lot. It takes 5 to escape Croxa. Oh, they're gonna claim it? Oh. If they have a Cauldron, familiar escape. That's crazy they didn't have a Cauldron theme over though. I wonder if they should have cracked the clue. Alright, so what is my best sequence of draws? It is Questing Druid, flipping Lucky Clover, Heartflame Slash. Because that should kill them. And I think that is my only permutation here. Because I boarded out the giant killers, so it means I can't kill Resolve Croxa. Except with a second Declaration of Stone. I might be able to... do I stomp the token, play Bone Crusher Giant, and play to a second stomp, and they can't block? Leave the Gigantha in my hand to discard. Because I think the second I put the Gigantha one... So I need to leave something in my hand for the Croxa. I think it's just like something from generating more free stuff. Even though this Fable's gonna make him look at multiple monsters. And I have to play the creature that can actually attack. So they're incentivized to actually put something more. Also, this keeps them from getting enough treasure. Yeah, they're just gonna do that. Because if they had a treasure, they would have been able to animate, attack. It's true. The third Mayhem Devil. I can't put 3 Mayhem Devils in the top 10. 2 of them in the top 15. Just too much. I think this matchup is just too hard. I think I should probably be porting out the hair a little more often, but I think this might be just that might have just been a good matchup for it. I think there was another matchup I played earlier today, the hair was bad. Okay, what do we got? We have Innkeeper, we have Uncastable Pias. We can go Innkeeper into Clover. Innkeeper into Hair. I think this hand is kind of functional. I hate playing Innkeeper on turn 1 so early. But this deck just might kind of need to do that to present a threat that is worth thinking about. Oh, it looks like it's a matchup for that. Fine. Looks like Mono Green. So, turn 1 Innkeeper is a little difficult to interact with them. And the fact that they didn't lead with Elf is pretty good for us. There's probably Wolf Will in here. This lets me play, I guess, Pia. And attack for 1. I'm able to play Pia because I turn Inspired Voltage. Otherwise, I would probably just be playing turn 2 Pollen Shield Hair. Instead, now I get to play a hair raising, or I can play Clover hair raising. I think I'll do that. I'm gonna shock Clover hair raising on, I guess, Pia, because it's going to get +4/+4, and it'll be out of range. Otherwise, this might not be good enough. And I want this able to block the elf, I guess? I don't think it matters. This pushes more damage. Next turn I get to play Pollen Shield from Exile to Doctor. And I needed to cast Hair Raising so I could actually put it into Exile for the Pia. That is also a problem with this deck, because it's kind of hard to put enough creatures into Exile with the Adventure to play and get a benefit off Pia. Looks like they're going to be trying to exile my Clover. That's fun. I will not be blocking this, but so I just get to shoot card for 3. Which isn't too exciting, but it does kind of stop them. They need like some sort of payoff up here. So I think this is just a deal for damage.
There is always another fight.
Improperly sequencing because I have to use the besieging for mana source, so it would be better to leave a color open, like Inspiring Vantage, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so there's a cavalry, so this can find did not, only had a forest. Looks like they're making do with a Paradise Druid in place of some it's a shame I didn't get to Heartflame, Lucky Clover, the Heartflame Duelist. I will not block this. 14, their hand is empty. They have that lair of the Hydra though, so that's not insignificant. It's not nothing. I think I'm going to play Duelist Hair, make 2 tokens, and then the following turn try and follow up with a Clover Hair Raising. I can lead with Polished Shield Hair though, so you're going to draw. Tokens here might be providing a little more defense than anything else. This is kind of setting up lethal though. Heartflame goes from exile, so you might draw land. There might be 1 to few lands in this particular iteration of the list. Making Doctors here, like, especially important since applying just these basic cards. Well, it looks like I miss again. I think I'm winning this race. So I can put them to 11. I can use Heartflame Duelist as a blocker for the lair. So I just put them... Do I use the Thopters as blockers, though? I think that might be correct, is to actually just use the Thopters as blockers this turn. Yeah. Because if they draw like a card, I'm probably gonna play that first, and then I can decline to block with the Thopters and kill the card with the Thopters. If they commit all their mana to the lair, I can just throw one in front of the lair. Okay. So they're just building up for the following turn, or they're going to flip the Lucranos when they covered over. Which is fine. Okay, so they think they're gonna block. So what are we gonna do here? I think it's just Clover. I can set up, because if they're gonna sit there and do take minimal game actions, I can also just set up with minimal game actions by setting up a Clover, which I think my Clover is a little better positioned to go over the top of them in this situation. Something a little fortunate for me, finally, where I'm drawing Clovers after they wasted time. Using the Karn to get the Haywire Might to get my Clover. Hoping they kind of just bricked on their draw. I don't think so. They're not slamming it. Second blue. One of the situations where Lucranos is not the worst draw. So I just take 6 here. I think so. They're not going to be gaining life on defense. They've not drawn keyword. I'll tap this. And I think I want all of the creatures in play to get the most out of this hair raising. So I'm going to say no blocks, go to 8, let them go to 19. They have 2 reach blocks. They're kind of forced to attack. I can Heart Flame the Cavalier down. Because if I kill this, this will trigger, give them 2 blockers. This. Can. Heart Flame, put them to 10. I think I need to get rid of a block. Then I need to attack everybody. Oh, I wonder if I was supposed to kill the Elvish. I'm gonna put something on top. It's probably gonna be a barn, or they didn't cast a storm, so it's just a. So then I get to. I'm supposed to only attack these, because I can still block. The Glucranos is definitely blocking. You might even correct the block attack with everybody though. Where are they gonna get off the card?
Worse than twice. I will not lose another friend.
Just goes extract. You only have 4 mana to work with, so they can get Chariot. They can get Silex, the Filigree Silex. Blow it up on 0 to get my Thopters. Get Shadow Spear maybe, which is pretty good. There's Shadow Spear, okay. Because we don't have Chain Veil, so Shadow Spear. Put it on there. Okay, so 2 lightning blockers. What do I do here? I think I lead with a Pollen Shield Hair, draw cards off the head wall, and go do it again. Beast. Okay, so my auto tapper kind of screwed me, but I would probably have tapped that way anyway, unfortunately. So I can play Hair, give this, Vigilance Flying, which might be, or Vigilance plus a bunch, which might be enough. I can shock in Foundry and get I can get another 2 bodies for the Hair. Just power the lifelink. Target here, triggers. Target here. Yeah, what do I bring in? I think the Redain is pretty good. I think the Declaration Zone is good. Exiling is really good against a lot of death triggers. I don't think Damping Spear is good here. This is more for Lotus Field. I don't know if I bring in Shield Breaker. Shield Breaker might be worth it. Just the single copy. I don't think I want Invasion of Gomicron. Maybe this is a play versus draw thing. I don't want to play the more reactive cards. On the draw, and on the play, I want the more proactively disruptive. I'm gonna go down on some showdowns, and I'm gonna go down on some beasts, because I don't think beast is good in this matchup really at all, because I don't like it really at all in general. And I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Grand Killer still kills this matchup. This looks good. They can't contest an Innkeeper on turn 2, or on turn 1. And I have good answers for Lucranos and for Old Growth Troll, so I'm gonna keep it. Alright. There's that. This is an instance where if I was in play, the Bone Crusher Giant would be much better, because they would not be able to untap with the Mystic. Now they get a turn with it. So it's the Elf Troll. So I think here I'm going to use the first Declaration in Stone on the Llanowar Elves. Because it's going to tag both of them. It's going to deny them 2 mana sources, but also 2 pips for the Nykthos. Next turn I can limit their mana even more by using Bone Crusher Giant or Elvish Mystic. Might be using a Clue. No, they won't be. Okay, and they might be cracking Clue. They're getting back up on cards, but they've lost a lot of time. Yeah, their mana situation still looks kind of weak. I'm gonna play tap land and just wasn't too high on Declaration in Stone last night when I played my friend's version of the deck, but I am seeing where it's good now. I also just really like this card in general. So it's nice to see it show up and actually have a context it's good in. Let me see if they're gonna trade. They're so low on mana. I think it's an attack. I don't think they'll block. They're so restricted on mana, I don't want them to untap with this, so I think I'm just gonna Heartblade Slash, Mystic, play a tap land again. It could have been correct to use the Destroy Evil on the Wolfwillow Haven, but I think this uses my mana a little better. I think I'm gonna get the rare opportunity to use the Destroy Evil to destroy just a mana. And I'm gonna play 3 life. I'm gonna play untap the Bone Crusher Giant, draw a card, and present the 4 cards in this instance, just to put them on a better clock. Single green source colorless land is really difficult for them to play. I'm gonna see what I draw with the Heartblade. I drew a Stomp. So I'm going to play the Seiju, Clover, and I'm going to Stomp the Mystic in the face. So I think they're sufficiently behind now that they can't really pull back into the game. They're missing one. I think this deck has a good mono green matchup. I think the old Boros deck, the Boros Pia deck, also had a good mono green matchup. But I'm not sure. I didn't see enough of that deck to play. It feels like this deck needs more mana, so it wants elves, or it just wants more aggressive, good aggressive creatures. The old Boros deck had Soulscar Mage and Monastery Spirit. I almost wonder if Nate, like, when there was a version of the deck I was watching for a month ago that was very lightly in green, and I think that might be a bit of a better direction to go. Because I think the green cards are not the best. What do we got here? We got a Clover to set up, Giant Killer in case they're something that's susceptible to that. Otherwise, it's a 1/1. And then a Showdown. So I think I'm going to keep this. It's difficult to... Okay, so we're going to lead on... Forge. Killing a 4-power creature is actually reasonable against mono green. Invasion. Okay. This is a 4-power creature on the backside, by the way. Yeah, this is going to be like a very so do I play a Clover? I play a Clover because then I can double up on slash. Because if they play Karn minus Karn, the Karn and an Elf can die. And I can continue restricting their mana. They only have 3 Devotion, so they can't really too profitably go Nykthos into make a bunch of mana. Nykthos into like 7. Haven, Nykthos. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, there's a troll. They're on 2 lands, so I think I'll let the troll live. Thicket, Arcflame slash Elves. Because they missed a land drop, so I definitely want to restrict their mana, try and make this as more as possible. Also, I could not Giant Killer the Old Growth Troll efficiently. Wow, it's a second troll. Because if I copy the chop down, it would counter the original target of the Giant Killer. But this, I can kill a troll, a Regisaur, put them on 4 mana, so this way their Karn is live, which kind of sucks. But it does answer some of what's going on. They're still in very few lands. I could play Showdown, but I think that's just leaving too much power on the board. So I think it's just going to be Chop. It's going to be Chop here, Float here, I Chop here. I just let them random and get the Regisaur off the table. This makes Viewer better too, they're going all in on 1 forest. So I think I want to play the Giant Killer so I can start restricting this troll as well. I'm going to regret it if I draw Pia, but I can still go Pia into Duelist. If they kind of like stall out on, they're definitely playing, I think, pretty well. Oh, Cavalier. think I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel of what I have in my hand, because I have so many lanes. And I have the hair that needs a little more setup. So I think I'm going to Scalds. Keeper, Bone Crusher, Temple Garden is pretty decent. I think I'm going to shock in, get an Innkeeper to use all my mana. It's definitely playing a little fast and boosted for the life total, but it's okay, I think. I'm going to leave the Giant Killer in case I need to tap down a blocker. Because I have the hair raising in my hand, so I'm going to, and the Lucky Clover, so I can double up on it. Oh, they drew me. And they have 6 of them.
Stand down!
King. Godfarer statue is really good. Sky Sovereign's really good. Cityscape Leveler's really good. Yeah, that looks good. I can jump in front of the Cavalier. The Giant Killer can tie down the Cityscape Leveler basically all game. I just have to play a little more slowly, chump block this. This puts me to 9 though, which means that I can't really properly get rid of this. I think I have to throw the Giant Killer in front of the Cavalier, try and conserve the hope to draw something just to deal with the Cityscape on my own. Innkeeper. I think I have to go block Innkeeper. Duelist, draw 2 cards, double up on Builder. This might just be not good enough. There's a little bit. I think this is just not enough. Make 2 1/1s. No, I have to. Attack. Hope they block. They can just escape or unearth. Yeah, it definitely feels like this deck has problems with it just doesn't do anything on the board early. Did I bring in Redain? They had regular forests. I get to be on the play, so I think this is when I'm going to try this out. Deck and Stone, Invasions. Cut these, 2 of these. See how this goes. These Love Struck Beasts are really awful. I can play Pia on turn 2, which is pretty good. I have the Giant Killer in the back pocket. And otherwise, yeah, everything. This looks pretty decent. I think I'm going to lead on tap Sacred Foundry so I can play on taps Copperline Gorge and Pia. So we're going to keep. Saving the 2 damage by leading with a Copperline, or Sacred Foundry instead of Copperline Gorge. Copperline Gorge turn 1 is only good if we draw running capacity. Which did not happen. Free to play with Pia. Haven. So what are we gonna do here? I can set up for the following turn by using this at their end step, attacking 2 this turn, playing a tap land. Or I can Pollen Shield Hair, buff this, attack for 3, use this at their end step. Which I think I might do just to be a little aggressive. Just make sure. I could attack for 4 if I play this immediately after. 5. That actually might be better. I think I'm gonna do that. Get a token, buff by the hair, attack for 5. I think this is a better. Puts more power on the board, and I have a fairly reactive hand, so whatever they do, I can do something about.
Dragons, leviathans, octopuses, serpents. Oh, I love them all.
I think I'm gonna ignore the Kiora. I'm gonna opt to ignore the Kiora. Polish. Target the flying creature to push more damage. We're gonna place ones out. Doctor. Couple tokens. Everyone's going to attack them. I'm hoping my hand is reactive enough that I can do something about whatever they're going to play off of all of this mana. Their devotion is only at 3, so I don't think they can play too much, but they're at 2, so they're even dead to just me drawing a stomp off the top now. I think they know that. So they have 3 mana. Alright, Storm is pretty good here. The Trolls are a good hit in this situation. Drawing 2 cards with Kiora in play, resistant blockers. Just kind of weak to this wide board, which is not what I expected how I expected that to go. I think I want to bring in the Destroy Evil here. I'm unsure. I also might want Rest in Peace on the sideboard, and I want to go down on Damping Spheres. I think I'm going to run this back. I don't think I want to cut the Gobakons. This might just be pretty good at pushing through a board stall. Especially with my flying attackers and my damage. Sorry. I don't think I want the volleys because there's nothing to hit. I don't think I need the shatters. Destroy Evil is the only other thing. I don't know what I would cut. I don't want to go down too low on Scalds. So I think I'm just gonna run back. I don't think I want the Destroy Evil this time. Destroy Evil Stone Rain, I think, was a rare situation this round. This has 0 mana sources, so I'm gonna mull it. This has mana sources, so I think I'm gonna keep it. I can put the 4 mana card on the bottom. I'm less likely to draw a copy though. So I'm gonna go Innkeeper into Invasion, I believe. This hand looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm just still gonna put the Showdown on the bottom. It's more likely to rot in my hand. It doesn't do much. Temple Garden, so I'm gonna play Picky Life. Their start is pretty good, and mine is pretty weak on Evolving, so I'm not feeling too confident. If they play an Old Growth Troll here into the Declaration in Stone, I'm feeling kind of okay. It looks like a Wolfville Haven. Okay. I wish I had an adventure that destroyed enchantments. That would be nice. Second Declaration in Stone again, which is really nice considering last time I did that as well. Looks like they're setting up for something, obviously since they're the ramp. I think I'm just gonna jam Invasion here, see what's going on. 2 Old Growth Trolls, not exactly something I want to hit with Invasion, to be perfectly honest. But I'm glad I know what's going on. Because the Old Growth Troll can get tagged by Declaration. Okay, so of course they drew the Storm. Out there in a car. It is what it is.
True goodness can
I
never
don't know
be
what they're gonna
corrupted.
Cityscape, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they draw... Okay, so that's really insulating themselves. I like that draw. I like that guy. We're gonna Declaration the Cavalier. I think I'm just gonna play... Tapped... no, I have to... shock this in, so I can give him 2 power. So this way I can prevent the Karn from wishing.
Only hurting yourself.
Okay, and then they drew the land, which is pretty lucky. They get the Cityscape potential for not using the land, which is probably for the best.
Awaken.
What do I hit here? I think the game is just over. So I can exile this with Declaration. Play Hair. Doesn't get me anywhere, really. And that completely runs me out of cards. I don't see a lot of better options. Their Karn can get the Cityscape back, but it uses the entire Karn up, but the Cityscape leveler is just so strong on this board that it's probably worth it.
Step right into battle.
Okay, so they're just trying to... Especially since I used my second Declaration, I think they feel pretty comfortable trying to do my second
Some solutions
troll.
must be built.
Let's get moving.
Clover with nothing to do with it. Definitely, the game is just done. It's a shame they drew the Storm and saved the second one. But again, it is what it is. It's really difficult, I think, to burn my opponents out with just Heart Flames and Stomps with the Lucky Charms. I think it'll be a bit easier once I have Wind. It's awkward. The Showdown of the Scalds feel like a little medium? I know they're very good, and they draw so many cards, but... Yeah, the bottleneck feels like mana. I really wish I had a way to generate mana. I've been working on a spreadsheet for a cube. Working on it with my friend. It's gonna be a Golgari cube, so only black cards and green cards, and black-green cards, and artifacts. I've been trying to work on, like, archetypes, and it's like, I want to support, like, the main archetypes, like, aggro and control, like, mid-range, and since it's green, I want there to be a ramp deck, and then going a little more complex. I'll look at my hand real quick. Some removal, we're on, we draw. I think this is fine. But with, so I want to support, like, the basic. Okay, so it looks like Mono Green again. What are we gonna do? I think I'm just gonna die. Next turn, I'm gonna start getting to work with Stomp and Slash.
Not to brag, but my friend's kind of a big deal.
Shock, definitely gonna start getting to work. Active mana. Attack Kiora here. I don't think taking the point is important. I think hitting some loyalty on Kiora would be important this game. I can... Pay life. Love structure. This might be a time when the 5
Slam up.
But anyway, regard. Okay, going a little deeper, I want some of the more complex archetypes.
I love to make a splash.
Like Storm and Reanimator. So, okay, so I can Giant Killer this, get in, kill Kiora, leave them with only limits. It's bad. It is a shame that I don't have a bit. Oh, well. Here's what it is.
My short belly flopped.
And then I also want there to be kind of like hardened skills type of archetype. But it's fun and it's a little difficult to build. It just requires putting like pen to paper and getting ideas down on the spreadsheet that my friend kindly started because otherwise I would be even worse and not. 5 for 10. So I'm working on that. Making that look coherent. We got Storm. Storm. 7 mana. Yeah, okay. So this could be anything. I have a lucky flavor stack right now, so that's pretty good. Their elves are a little less good. I can play Pia into Giant Killer. I can try and Questing Druid into a land. I'm very likely to hit all 4 cards though. This, if I hit red land, Bone Crusher Giant, I can kill both elves. Hello. Hello indeed. I'll play this and play Giant Killer. So I can block. So this way I can tap down a large creature they play. And now I don't think they have a draw because I can just burn them out. Because even if they activate Nykthos... Yeah, that helps. Ooh, Storm from hand. That's really good. Tap here, possibly ignore Storm. There, or hit another Nykthos. There we go. That's cool. So now they can make 11. So they have 1, 2, 3 floating. Or 3 available post-Storm. Before selecting. Okay. That's cool. Yes, that can do so much. What can they find? They can find Haywire Might. Because they have 2 mana, they can find Haywire Might, cast Haywire Might, activate Haywire Might, exile,
You will not
go to
threaten this
4,
world.
which means the Heartflame / doesn't kill them. I believe they do still just die because I can make another flyer. They have to tap too many creatures. It might not actually be dead if they get the Haywire Might here. They can get a Shadow Spear, cast Equip to a Reach blocker and try and lifelink block out of it. Haywire Might is definitely correct for that. And they just have to activate it now. If they get fancy, they lose. Yep, okay, that's really good. Pia, so what can I do here? I can... Giant Killer, tap their Cavalier attack for 1. I can Heartflame Slash the Karn, try and cut down their avenues of winning. I can Questing Druid, try and make enough... I think it's oh, I don't have the Clover anymore, so I don't dig as deep. play Hair, make 2/2/2s. One gets blocked. Just Heartflame with Karn, but then they still have a Storm. It's gonna be this. Let's see if let's try and find land. Pay 2 life, make it softer. Fallen Shield Hair. Make a Thopter. And now the Luststruck Beast can't attack. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say scripts on. And then now they don't have enough reach. Yeah, now they're just dead. Okay. So it's untapped land, Fallen Shield Hair. Okay, so this is bringing the stones. I'll bring in the evil. Maybe those are the only things I'm supposed to bring in. And I cut down on these. This card is just so horrible. This, I think, just is necessary for finding all the cards I'm looking for. I think I bring in Redeem, and I can trim one of these. Okay, we'll try this. And I do kind of want the second Redeem. My birthday is this weekend. I don't usually do too much for it. Just kind of low-key, taking it easy. Yep, play this first. And push damage. I got Stomp. Okay, yes. Yeah, usually just something quiet. Not doing too much. My friends like to carve pumpkins every year for Halloween, so this year they did a little birthday thing for me while we did that. So okay, so I'm gonna lead on Stomping Ground to play this, so even if I draw Razor Version, I can play it and not lock out of using Stomp. It's really nice. It was kind of not unexpected, because my friend told me like a month or so ago. I still like them. Do I kill the Mystic, or do I destroy Evil? I think I'm supposed to destroy Evil because I can double up my Stomp in the future with the Lucky Clover to hit the Mystic. No, I have to hit the Wolflehaven. Because if they play Kiora, it's like 3. So, take 2 life. Destroy the Haven. Otherwise they get to use the Forest to make 3 mana, play Kiora, untap the Forest, and the Kiora is basically free. So I have to do that. They need to get a I'm going to pay 2 life again. I'm going to put the date down while I have a chance. Attacks. There's the Kiora. I would have been able to draw card off.
Something truly spectacular. The ocean surges, life rise.
So they're probably just going to flip this because I don't think we're blocking. I don't think throwing the Edgewalling Keeper away like that is good. I think my hand is just lined up too poorly this game. Too many pairs with not enough to do with it. Oh, man, I don't want them to flip this. Draws another card off Kiora, so yeah, I think I just need to throw something away. And I think it's the Innkeeper, unfortunately. That's so stinky. So I can go Stomp, Harry, raising. I can't do enough. I have to like stomp the Mystic, I think. The tap land here, just the way my mana is working out is so off. My tooth also feels weird lately. I don't like this at all. I don't like any of this. I really want to stomp the elf because they're so tight on mana. But they just have so much mana with Kiora. Ugh. Just play this as a 4/3. This is definitely happening. I think I'm attacking the Kiora. Because I don't think just putting in a 17 is going to do enough. I don't have a race.
Leave my squids alone.
Definitely playing this. Am I just going to play another blocker for the Bukanos? In that case, I should have played Hair Raising, which sucks. I messed that up. So I'm going to jump in front of there. This would have been 3. The following turn I could probably kill it with the second Hair Raising.
One drop
They just have so much mana
ripples
now.
and grows.
Oh, playing a green deck, but it's kind of annoying playing this green deck. Oh well. Do I block? Do I block? Or do I give them another card? Yeah. I could play Bone Crusher as a 4/3, and then go +2/+2 twice. Attack Kiora to attack through the Cavalier. And it taps long. That's so frustrating. Oh my god. Why did it tap like that? Just leave my Temple Gardens untapped. Then I can play either half of the card. Okay, I don't want to do that anymore. Wish the auto tapper was better. This is probably why my friend told me to start playing on MTGO. I just don't have this problem. So I want Invasion. Invasion whiffed last time, but it was just like a weird circumstance where I can't control the top of the deck anyway. Maybe this is better on the play. We just want all that disruption. Giant Killer's good here. I don't think I want to cut Fallen Shield because I think the way I win is Thopters. I don't want to go too low on showdowns. I don't think I want to deal with one of these things when they contest the board so heavily. This might be the last one. My voice is getting really rough. And the deck feels incomplete, like it's missing something. I need to do something about it. I go first, so I get the lead on Pia. I think I'm going to keep this. It has a reactive card for the Overgrown Troll, or Overgrowth Troll, and I have White Source. I'm going to lead on Stomping Ground tapped, so I can play Bandage on turn 2. Turn 3 I can go, after Pia I can go Hair, play Hair, and do that fast start that I had in one of the previous games. Okay, there's advantage. Choosing to not Decoration of Stone the Elvish Mystic here, which might be good. Okay, I think I can just
Just can't kelp myself.
So I can play. can still kill the
Hey!
This start is really good. P into just cast both sides of Fallen Shield here. So this is 5 mana. 5 mana still. Kiora with the Wolf Blade is so good because it just gets one tap of land.
Nature flows with
Cavalier,
vigor.
okay. Declaration. Unless they play Elf. Okay. So this is going to be Declaration Cavalier. Declaration. We're going to kill the Kiora. I think they have a second Kiora, so that's not too big of an accomplishment. Cuts their devotion down and denies them a free tap. And how's this? I get to play Seek the Beast. Tap. Two here. Yeah. 4 here.
Tides always rise again.
Nick those, so cutting him off devotion was kind of good. In regards to killing them. That's fine. Let's stop that. They did not. And force. And a storm, which is good. Okay. Air's pretty good. I can declaration this again. So I'm going to deck this. Play land in exile, trigger Pia. Pollen Shield. Pollen Shield, I guess. A flyer. A token. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I think I might have messed up tapping again. It's kind of nice to win there. And 11 in the air. Following 9, it would have been 12. So I would make a Thopter off the rabbit. Okay, I don't know what those are. Oh, it's that guy. How much time have I been going for? I think for a stream back after being sick, that's a decent place to stop. My voice is getting a little rough, and I need to take it easy and rest, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for showing up. I'm hoping this deck gets a little better. I'm excited to work on it post Ixalan and see what the rest of Ixalan is gonna have. Really excited for the Quint card. Really want to see how that works. I'm thinking it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna keep working on this and playing it a little bit and see what other people are doing because I don't really know. I feel like I'm missing something. So I will see you later. Thanks for coming.